Yo, what's good, YouTube? I'm back with another reaction video, and we back with this Larry Bird night part 2, man. You know, I had to bring it right back, man. I had to bring it right back because I know that I had to step away on the first part 1, so I apologize for that, y'all. But hey, you know, this is real life. It's not nothing fake or nothing, so I had to do what I had to do. I had to eat and everything like that, so it is what it is. So yeah, I'm ready to get this part 2 going, man. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. Turn on that bell, man. I'm uploading every single day, man. Definitely giving out these videos for y'all. And if y'all got some players or people y'all want me to do, I know everybody's loving this Larry Bird the same as me, man. As for me, I'll keep going. Keep going with this Larry Bird. I don't care, man. I'll keep going. But definitely, you know, do this for y'all. So if y'all got some videos or whatever y'all want me to do, I definitely will do them. And yeah, that's about it, man. Let's get straight into this part 2, man. Let's get straight into this part 2, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it.
To the history of the league in a way that continues beyond his retirement as an active player.
I think that people think about the NBA now. They say teamwork, they say leadership, they say making everyone around you better. I'm looking forward. 5 years from Monday, they're going to announce that Larry and Magic are in the Hall of Fame, and we're going to talk about it again.
As if scripted by fate, Larry's quest to regain championship glory would finally provide him with a long-awaited rematch.
Playing against Magic, yeah, that was something that I always dreamed about since he beat us in college.
But as the series began, it seemed more like a familiar nightmare as the Lakers quickly stole the Celtics' home court advantage and seemed ready to put an early end to their championship dreams.
This has to be one of the most decisive routes in championship game history.
But Bird was not ready to surrender.
We got some great players on this team, but we don't have the players with the heart sometimes that we need. Until we get our hearts where they belong, we're in trouble.
He had sounded a call to arms, and his Celtic teammates would respond with ferocious intensity.
Outlet to Worthy. Rambit.
Boston would push their way back into the series, beating the Lakers with hustle and pure desire.
Gets it over to DJ. Bird goes right into the pivot. Now DJ holds the ball. Back in the Bird. The ball away is gone. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
All season long, Bird had led by example, and the finals would prove to be no different, as he simply refused to be denied.
Lakers had several chances, and here's Larry Bird chucking down the court.
Larry Bird, this game is Larry Bird. I mean, he's doing everything.
Bird's year-long quest would end with storybook perfection. Revenge was his, and the championship once again belonged to the Celtics.
No one believed that we could beat the Lakers that year. Absolutely no one believed it. But the fact of the matter is, we believed in ourselves, and that was a lot because of the leadership Larry had.
The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions in a grueling 7-game series with the Los Angeles Lakers.
The 1984 World Champion Celtics. Quinn Buckner, M.L. Carr, Gerald Henderson, DJ later, don't worry. ML?
Hi, Bob. How are you? Good to see you.
Quinn, how you doing? And Gerald?
Yeah.
Now, go ahead, give it one wave. Go ahead.
Give me a wave. Show them how it's done. There we go. Get them going for
them. Gerald, take us back to the steal in Game 2 that really saved the championship series.
Well, I think, you know, what happened was more of an instinctive thing. You know, me and ML used to talk to each other before anytime we had to go in before defensive situations, and we would just psych each other up. We got to make something happen, man. We got to do it. because it was a dire situation there, and fortunately we came out and the defense rotated properly, and as Casey taught us how to do it. And I came up with the steal, you know.
Stop being modest, Gerald.
And as we know, we could all hear Johnny Most. Henderson stole the ball!
Now, ML, if you weren't in the game, and Larry was, and as I recall, that was often the case.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Then the towel-waving duties fell to you.
Well, you know, I received, during the course of my career, the latter part of my career, a lot of boos and yells concerning that towel. But I remember in the Philadelphia series, I picked it up one time on a game here in Boston, got the fans going a little bit, and Larry came to me another time and said, ML, get that towel going again. So when Larry tell you to do something, you do it.
How hot was it in here, Game 5 and Game 7 in '84 against the Lakers?
They said it was 105. All I remember is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the oxygen tank to his face.
And the goggles fogged up, right?
You know, and I say Kareem because Kareem was such a great talent too, not unlike Magic, not unlike Bird. But the point is that it was very, very hot in here tonight. I bet you anyone that was in here that night was totally drenched because you had two great teams going at it, giving it everything they could possibly have. But guess what? If we have a Game 7 or a Game 5 in here a couple years from now, we don't have to worry about it because we'll have an air-conditioned Boston Garden.
Uh-oh, look out.
And you see, that meets with mixed reviews.
No question.
Quinn, before you make the presentation, you've told me a story about calling Larry the day after a championship. The day after. And what was he doing?
Well, for me, it was a unique experience. First of all, play with him. But after we won in '84, we went out, you know, go after the game, you go eat dinner and do things like, you know, people do. But we get ready, so I called Larry the next day, and I called over and asked Dinah, I said, Dinah, where's Larry? The very next day after we won in '84, ladies and gentlemen, Larry Bird is out running trying to get the championship, the next NBA championship. That's the kind of dedication that Larry Bird had.
Go ahead.
That's probably true. But I probably felt so bad when I got up, I had to do something to start feeling better.
In addition to all of that, Larry, what we have here is a watch that I want to present to you, and I hope it gives you some sense of feel for how we feel about what you've done. Now I know why your back has been hurting. You had to carry us for all of those years. Thank you.
Entering the 1986 season, Larry was at the top of his game, and his Celtics were primed to make one more championship run. It would prove to be their most impressive. From the opening game, they executed to perfection. A supremely talented group of all-stars, they played in perfect sync and dominated all competition.
Bird just hit him with a screen, then gets it back to McHale coming through.
Yeah, we went out there with a job in mind, and we all knew what our jobs were. And when we went to work, it was like punching in the clock. You know, if I'm on the assembly line and my job is put the radio knob on the radio, I'm putting the radio knob on the radio, and the other guy's putting in the buttons and putting on the antennas. And you know, Larry was the antenna man, and we were the button man.
For Larry, doing his job had never been more rewarding.
Bird.
With the addition of Bill Walton, Larry had more weapons than ever at his disposal, and he used them to devastating effect.
That's by Walton on the cutting Larry Bird.
I think what made that team so special was its ability to play any kind of style. You know, we could play the setup game, we could play the fast break game. We had great defense, great rebounding. And then if nothing was working, hey, we could always just give it to Larry, and he'd step back and shoot a three.
As the Celtics dominated the league, it became clear that this season would not only be a drive for a championship, but also a journey into history. They would lose only one game in the Boston Garden all year, setting an NBA record for home court mastery. They would compile the second-best record in Celtic history, and Bird would join Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain as the only players to win 3 consecutive MVPs. The playoffs would be a mere formality as the Celtics dropped only one game on their way to the finals. And even the championship series itself would be less a contest than a coronation.
Bird carries out the game plan.
And the Rockets want to know what hit him.
Houston would quickly become a footnote as Boston captured its second title in 3 years and took its place as one of the greatest teams in NBA history.
Bird goes in a three-point land. Oh, that's a three-point. He makes it a 28-point lead.
I mean, I always felt that, and still feel that that's the best team I've ever seen in this league. I'm sure Magic's got a team he liked to throw up against it, but to me personally, I thought that's the best team ever assembled since I've been in the league.
16 out of 40, the greatest winning tradition. You did it with hard work and teamwork. You've earned it. It's yours. Enjoy it.
Bill, DJ, and KC, would you join us up here for a moment, please? All right, now, KC, you played with and coached some of the best teams and with some of the best players in the history of the league. But this '86 team not only was one of the greatest in terms of results, but their feel for one another on the floor, their passing ability, their intuitive sense of where each of the others were, that was remarkable.
Very remarkable. These guys came in together in '81. There's Kevin, there's Larry, there's Robert. And they knew, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, they knew what each other could do. And what I did was said, okay, let's see what's happening out there. And you'd see Larry shooting the three-pointer, and then I'd call a timeout, and they didn't count the three-pointer. So he's very upset with that, so I diagrammed the play. He says, heck with the play, Case. Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I said, shut up, Larry. I'm the coach here. Okay. All right, Dennis, you take the ball out and give it to Kevin, then you throw it to Larry, and everybody get the hell out of the way. And then true to his word, in Phoenix, he goes down before the ball is thrown in, and he's standing right in front of the Phoenix bench, and he looks at all the guys on the bench and says, I'm getting the ball, I'm going to put it in the hoop. And he says, watch my hand as I follow through. The ball is thrown into Kevin. Kevin gets to Larry. Larry fires it up, puts a hand in the air as he continues on to the dressing room. Now that's what you call arrogance.
Now, Bill, somebody told me a story about Chief getting hurt. You come in and you say, all right, I'll pick up some of the offense here in Chief's absence. But what did Larry tell you?
Larry knew I was going to be coming ready to take a lot of shots tonight and get a lot of minutes, because Casey had to play me. It was either me or Greg Kite, and it basically had to be me. And so Larry, Danny Ainge, and myself were always the first 3 guys to the gym. DJ, of course, was the last. But I'm in there stretching out on the floor, getting ready in the locker room before I'm going to go out and play, and Larry walks in and walks right up to me as if he'd been thinking about me all day. He said, hey, I get all the shots on this team. Just because Kevin or Chief are not playing, that makes
no other opportunities for you. Now get your butt to the weak side and get some rebounds so I can shoot more. But the magic of Larry Bird was not on the basketball court, was not in the locker room. It was in his ability to create an atmosphere of excitement wherever he went. I grew up in California in Laker country, and I was a big Celtic fan growing up, and I was always. It was always my
he probably tried to change
dream to be on the Celtics. Bill Russell was my favorite player, and I had watched Casey Jones, and the first time I came to be a Boston Celtics, I come in the gym and Larry starts playing great as he always did, and the fans started chanting, Larry, Larry, Larry. And then a little bit later it was MVP, MVP. And the excitement in this arena that is present here tonight was created by Larry Bird's play. But not just by his play, but by his presence as it is here tonight.
And well, Dennis Johnson has just been sitting here, so we should turn to him. You've called him the best player you ever played with.
Without a doubt. DJ probably wasn't our best scorer. He probably wasn't our best defensive player, but what DJ did, he did a little bit of everything. And what he did good. DJ wasn't the greatest shooter in the world, as we know. But when the game got down the last minute or 2 minutes, if the game was tied, DJ seemed like he always came through for us. He always made a big steal. He was always in the right place at the right time. He brought so much to our club in '84. It was just unbelievable, and we all felt very awed about it. And I'm glad I had an opportunity to play with him, because there's no question. I mean, Robert and Kevin are great, but DJ did a little bit of everything. He was very special in a sense of every way, and that's why I said that. But I've been very fortunate. I've played a lot of great ones.
Thank you. Scripted well. Well, you know, with Larry, even to the end, I mean, this being his night, as I always said, well, first of all, Larry said a lot of these things because it was I who had the ball all the time. And to keep me happy, basically he would say stuff like this because he knew I was going to throw him the ball. And if Robert and Kevin then would have said, I probably would have passed it to them too, but no. Even all the way down to the end, and this being, you know, Larry's night, he still goes out and he's the type of person he is. He's giving everybody else credit. Enjoy it. It's great, and it's yours.
And I mentioned that Larry Bird lived the game of basketball. One of the things we used to do was watch a lot of satellite television. Larry didn't do it, but Kevin and I, Chief, would do it. And I'd be watching these West Coast games in the middle of the night, and I'd see a great play by Magic and Jabbar, and a great play by, I don't know, Magic, were there any other teams out there on the West Coast? And I didn't know. So I'd get an idea, Riley would have a great play, and I'd write it down. I'd quickly call Larry up in the middle of the night, and it'd be 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'd dial his number, and he wouldn't even say hello when he picked it up. He'd say, Bill, that play won't work. Now get some sleep. Get some sleep and quit bugging me. Good night. And hang it up.
Well, in just a little bit, the banner will officially be raised to the rafters, and it's kind of appropriate that these two had that unspoken communication on the floor, even down to one of the most famous plays in Celtic history, the Game 5 steal against the Pistons in '87, where Larry grabbed it, and DJ knew in an instant before anybody else on the floor what was happening, cut to the basket, winning lay-in from the left side. You didn't know?
In a second.
So it's appropriate that these two have their numbers displayed alongside each other, and for a presentation of a miniature replica, here's DJ.
You know, I'm glad this is finally on here, because last year Larry told me that he was going to pay somebody to climb up there and put a 3 by my name, so so it would basically just be him up there still. But
you want to know what's crazy real quick though? It's 33 and 3, like 3 and 33, like 3 numbers. Like that's crazy though. Like if you really deeply think about it, like number 3 and 33, like that's crazy. It's not like 5 and 33. It's like it's 3 and 33. Like I feel like a lot of the stuff that happened with this whole team, some things are just meant to be, you know? Like if you really gotta think deep, like just crazy. But that's crazy.
I'm glad this is here. The inscription says, on Larry Bird Night, Boston Garden, February 4th, 1993. Number 33 has now joined those of us Celtics legends raised above the Garden parquet.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you.
Now, before you fellas go, there's one important member of the '86 team who couldn't be here tonight for a very simple reason. He's playing for the Phoenix Suns, but you know how we remedy that, so here's Danny Ainge.
Bird has got Pressey on him, finds Ainge on the cut. Danny for 2.
My first game in the NBA, Bill Fitch called a timeout and he diagrammed a play, and I was supposed to cut off the high post and post up for a second and then go across and set a pick. Well, I came off the pick and I was wide open and I stood there waiting for the ball. I had a smaller guy to post up, and Larry just waved me out of the way saying, "Get out of here, get out of the way." And from that time I learned to run Larry's play, not the coach's play. I'm really grateful for having had the chance to play with Larry. He taught me a great deal about the game of basketball. He taught me how to prepare for games. He was a great example to me in how he approached his job and the professional that he was. And besides all the great things I learned on the court, the passing and the shooting and all those things, Larry was a great example, and I feel very blessed to have had the chance to play with Larry Bird.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest front line in the history of the NBA, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale, and Larry Bird.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Yes, yes, yes it is. Yes, they are. Get out of here with all of that.
Kevin, it's obvious how well you three worked together, but was there some sort of internal friendly rivalry between the three of you?
I don't think we were really rivals in any sense. I mean, we had some good practices and everybody got after it pretty good a lot of times. But no, there wasn't. I think that the thing that Robert and I knew from day one, the thing I knew from day one, it was Larry's team. You know, and Larry ran the team, and we knew where we fit in. Larry was multi-dimensional. Chief and I were finishers. We'd run down that box. I tell you right now, Larry was still out there standing right in that corner. I'd get my butt down that box and get the ball because he gave it to you where you needed it. And, you know, so we knew that right from the start there wasn't. But there was just a mutual respect amongst all three of us, and that's what made it work.
There was a stretch in 1985, and I think these two games were maybe a week or 10 days apart. You got 56 against Detroit, and that broke Havlicek's team record. And Larry got you the ball right at the end so you could pile up some more points, right? And then he had a comment for you at the end of the game.
Well, Bertie told me at the end of the game, you know, 56 points is a lot of points. I'm figuring, man, I got to let someone else shoot now. I mean, this is crazy, because I had never scored 56 points before, even in a church league game, you know. So we were out there, and so I kind of said, nah, that's enough. Bertie said, hey, it doesn't happen that often, you know, you go for 60. And I thought, nah, I'm not going to go for 60. And after the game, Bertie said, should have gone for 60, because I'm going to go for 61 these days. 9 days later, he went for 60.
Robert, what one thing, as you sit alongside these two guys, what one memory comes to you first?
I would have to say when I first came to the Celtics, I witnessed the first practice, and that's when I knew that Kevin and Larry and the rest of the team that was assembling back in '80 was a very special unit. And that's when I knew that we could be a very special team and accomplish great things.
Which one of the two of you has the presentation in this round for Larry?
I don't know. No, they haven't prepped this on. I do. I'm just kidding. I got the presentation for Larry right here.
We got something here. Here we go.
Okay. All right. Boy, whatever it is, Bertie, it's heavy. I tell you that much. It says, Larry Bird, upon the garden parquet and throughout the annals of the NBA, the Boston Celtics have set the standard by which all of their teams are measured. Larry Bird upheld that standard in the highest tradition of Celtics pride. His extraordinary play defined an era in Celtics history. And truer words were never spoken.
Folks, turn your attentions over here for just a moment. I'm standing almost exactly in the spot where one of the most surprising and important plays in Celtic history took place. The spring of 1987. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pistons. The pivotal game in the series, and Detroit is up by a point with 5 seconds to play. They've got the ball out of bounds. It's in the hands of Isaiah Thomas. All they've got to do is get it in and execute, and the game is over. And Game 6 is in Detroit. You all know what happened. Let's listen to the call.
Seasting bumps him a couple of times and nails it top of the key with 17 seconds to go, and the Celtics call time.
It's Detroit by 1, 17 seconds, so Boston goes for the final shot.
On the left it goes to Bird. Bird guarded by Mahorn. Drives around him. Goes on in. And the ball gets knocked out of bounds by they call it the other way.
When we lost the last opportunity to score by throwing the ball away, I was sure it was over.
Detroit ball with 5 seconds to go.
The game was over, and Detroit had won.
Thomas wants to get it in quickly.
Please, somebody come up with, this ball.
Now there's a steal by Bird. Underneath the DJ, lays it in. Right at 1 second left. What a play by Bird. Bird stole the inbounding pass. Laid it up to DJ. DJ laid it up and in. And Boston has a 1-point lead with 1 second left. Oh my, this place is going crazy.
Oh, this is right up there with all the great ones that have been played. This is one you look back on and kind of smile and say, yeah, foot was in the trap, but we snuck out of there somehow.
Bird steals it and gets it to Johnson at the buzzer. Oh, my!
Yeah, he made a great play, no question about it.
They forgot about Larry Bird, that's all.
And that play against Detroit helped to set up the final championship confrontation between the two great rivals of the 80s, the Lakers and the Celtics. Please welcome now the Laker player who, along with Larry, defined a new level of competitive excellence in the NBA, Earvin Magic Johnson.
I'm getting emotional. So what? I don't care. Y'all can see my tears in my eyes. I don't care.
Well, Commissioner Stern pointed something out that I hadn't thought about, but it's obvious. There's such symmetry in your careers. The championship game in college, entering the league at the same time, being the big contributors to its growth through the 80s, playing on the dream team together as you close out your respective professional careers, and now you'll go into the Hall of Fame on the same day, the two of you. That's fitting.
Well, no question that you know, it was tough times in the beginning for both of us, being the competitors that we are. So we very rarely spoke or said hi. But I think after that one commercial, you got a chance to see. I got a chance to go to Mom Bird's house, and we sat there and we had a chance to have a conversation, finally for the first time. And we found out that we were much alike. We have similar backgrounds in terms of Midwest boys, and we just started laughing and giggling like two little boys, and it started a friendship that will last forever. And I'm just happy that I got a chance to be a part of tonight. You know, I wouldn't miss it for the world. You know, you caused me a lot of sleepless nights. You know, I tell people all around the country when they ask me a question, who's the best, who this, who that, and I always tell them that you know, I didn't play back and way back and all that, but when I was playing, that you're the best all-around player that ever played, and that, but more than that, the more respect that I can give you is the fact that you are the most feared player. I feared you more than anybody else because I knew if it was a little time on the clock, you know, 0.11, half a second, this man would find a way to win that damn game. I should thank you for helping me to improve my game, too, making me play at a level that I don't know how I got up there myself, you know. It was just a sense of unbelievable high. You know, you guys are lucky, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't know if it's going to ever be a rivalry. You know, there's been some great, I don't want to down the NBA now, Commissioner, but I was at the Lakers-Orlando game the other night before I took the all-nighter to get here, and it was some excitement for Shaquille. It's some excitement when Michael come in, no question about it, pack houses and so on. But people don't go crazy like they used to when Larry Bird was coming to town. And I remember we used to get off the plane here, the baggage men. Magic Larry's gonna get you tomorrow. You know, everybody you passed was just going crazy. No Magic tonight. You know, but it was a sense of excitement that it was unbelievable. And so you had to play. It was, and I know you don't feel that anymore, and that's too bad. But this man should be commended and thanked for what he has done, not only for you, the league, but kids and everybody else. And like I said, just thank you. And I'm going to keep going sometime. Yeah, I'll let you get back, Bob.
You know, Alright, y'all, we're gonna end it right here. Definitely look out for that part 3. Maybe even a part 4, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I know this is gonna take me a minute to upload, so that's why I'm gonna just stop it right here. And yeah, definitely look out for that part 3, maybe part 4. But I'm gonna try to see if I can get it all out in just 3 parts. Anyway, man, yeah, definitely look out for the part 3. This is deep right here, man. I should have did this sooner. I know it took me a little minute, but I found other videos of Larry Bird. But I know a lot of y'all told me to do the Larry Bird night. So, but yeah, we doing it, man. This is good, y'all. This is really good. This is really good. But anyway, man, y'all know I keep it short and sweet, man. Definitely look out for the part 3. I hope y'all enjoying this little series going on right here. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have seen it. Some of y'all might not have seen it. But this is definitely good. But yeah, definitely look out for that part 3, man. It's definitely coming. But yeah, maybe part 4 too. I don't know. But definitely gonna try to just sum it up in all just part 1 through 3. But it might be 4 because this is pretty long. But yeah, man, that's about it, man. Love y'all, man. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. Turn on that bell. And I'm out for now. Peace.